So let us quickly wrap some basic arguments about our perfect memory. Is it perfect? We will see. Most of people actually cannot remember the names of the people that they have just met or even the phone numbers that they were handed over. And it is decreasing while we age. But don't worry, I will guide you. By the end of video, you will overcome this problem and you will solve it very easily. First of all, only if you don't train or use your memory, then it will get worse, whatever you're young or old. The reason for that are quite simple: negative attitude and lack of knowledge. It's quite simple. If you do not do sit-ups, your stomach gets fat. Now ask yourself, how many informations can you remember during the day? The real answer is a couple of billions. The human memory is so perfect and it functions quite simple and unnoticeable that every bit of information, every word, every picture, every thought that you have is remembered by your brain. Consider these arguments. For example, do you have vivid dreams about your relatives, your friends, your parents, or even love affairs that you weren't think about it or hang out for like quite a while, but in your dreams, the pictures and the details of them are quite detailed and they're exactly like in the reality that you have? Remember, this statement actually defines that somewhere in our brain there is an infinite storage room of perfect pictures and associations that is not changing during time, and it can with the good trigger to be recalled. Practically anyone had the experience of sudden recall of people or the events from the earlier periods of their lives. This is very often when adults visit their primary school where they had a bit of taste or smell, touch, view, or the sound that it can trigger the avalanche of the memory that we thought that they were forgotten. The ability of any senses to reproduce the perfect memory pictures means that they are exact trigger situations. And we can recall the vast majority of the events. With those experience, we know that our brain in this way can recall the information from the past. The photographic memory is a specific phenomenon that allows you to, in very short period of time, to perfectly remember anything you want. This type of memory is weakening over time, and it shows us that from person to person. Of course, those photos can be so precise that they are in a great details. This is showing us that we alongside the long term we have a short-term memory and the ability of instant photographic memory. The memory techniques are the gathering of memory codes or the keys that is allowing people to without any error to remember everything they want. These techniques are helping us to search in a vast bank of data in our memory and for us easy to find anything that we want. Now, we are going to talk just the small details about the history of researching our memory. The first known researchers of our memory, I have to mention them of course, were the Greek philosophers. They were researching the physical as opposed to spiritual aspect of the memory. They have developed the scientific approach of thinking in terminology that helped them to develop these concepts. Next on the list are the Romans, and after them was the influence of the Christian Church. And then we have the transitional period of 18th and 19th century. With the development of the science, all those Greek theses were discarded and the work on the memory was expanded, including the biological sciences. Of course there are a lot of modern theories, but I'm going to single out the Mr. Wilder Penfield direct stimulation of the brain. He was really the pioneer of doing this kind of research. So how did he manage it? Well, because he was a doctor, he was operating on the patient's skull, so he was stimulating the brain of the patient with low electric current on the different places of the brain. So the patient, which were the conscience all the time, give him the report of what is going on after every stimulation. Soon he realized that stimulating the vast areas of the brain, we were getting various answers about our memory on the events from the past. Next, research from David Baum and his cooperatives are suggesting us that brain functions on the way that hundreds and millions of the brain cells can actually function as the miniature brain, collecting on some fantastic complex way that every data and creating us a perfect memory. As an extra of this new researchers, we have an achievement and discovery of the Rogers Perry, which had the Nobel Prize for his an astonishing achievement in this area. So Rogers Perry have discovered that everyone has the brain, which is divided on two more physiological parts that are getting their jobs done on the various mental functions. The next skills that I'm going to tell you, we can attribute them to the whole cortex, which is divided on the left and the right hemisphere. In this manner, the left side of the cortex is dealing with an X skills. Logic words list series numbers, linearity and analysis, and the right side of the cortex is developing this mental functions, written imaginations, dreaming, colors and feeling of colors, three-dimensionality and the space awareness. So, these two assemblies are combining in one and they synergize in order for you to have a perfect memory. If you are using a vast proportion of your capabilities, you're going to increase your memory and you're going to gather the information with more ease. I hope you get some understanding from this short video. See you in the next video. Please do like this video and subscribe so I can upload another one.